Alrighty, so here's the base tour. So obviously we have our bunkered externals. I like to either keep a barrel here for stashing loot or a battery. Here's our upkeep. Keep in mind that there are 4 of these externals. And of course, in case of a raid scenario, you can disconnect your TCs to replace the main TC. Alright, stepping in here now, we have our Trico peaks. Pretty decent peaks. I like to also combine them with, campfire or a small box. Really helps you get the right angle depending on the terrain you build in. But, I find them pretty useful. Stepping into the compound here, of course we have our shotgun traps. These really help our funnel wall out. In the scenario that they do break the large furnace, they are met with a nice shotgun trap to the face. We have a total of 6 turrets that are active in the compound. When I play, I do like to set up backup turrets, so I do oftentimes have more. But yeah, the compound is pretty straightforward here. It's nice and spacious. We have our bedrooms right here as well. I do like to keep them in a barrel, my kits, rather than a locker, just because there's not too much room in here, but pretty straightforward. Stepping into the actual base here now. Got a nice little 3x3 here. Some pretty decent breach peaks. Combine this with a heavy pot helmet, you're pretty much unkillable. Even without one, it's pretty solid. Obviously, we have our peaks up, peaks down in case, This is really good for throwing nades in case of like an X-Ball ammo rate to the doors and whatnot, especially a more early game scenario. But yeah. It's our second story here. I really just like to keep not such good loot here. People do tend to raid for the bottom of the base. Very simple here. Got a nice oil refinery. Here's the main TC upkeep. A little bit costly, but stepping up here into the third story, we have batteries scattered. I kind of like to keep my batteries either in the externals or on the jump ups or even on the roof. It's kind of just I kind of play it ear by ear. It's not really set in stone for me, but got our locker kits here. Some more lockers, bedrooms, respawns. So here we have our ankle biters into our shooting floor, just like that. These things are pretty solid. Honestly. There's a little bit of a drawback here where you have your boxes showing through, but at the end of the day, this is a snowball base, and we're looking to get online raided and get a nice raid defense. It's not really about efficiency here. But yeah, stepping up here, this is really where I like to keep my main loot. As you see, tier 3, etc., etc. A couple of boxes. Nothing special here. All of them are, of course, accessible. Moving on to the shooting floor. Got some really nice peaks in the shooting floor here. Obviously, we have our wide gaps. Very straightforward. Some really good angles there. I do like to keep glass windows in all of my windows just because, nowadays with the raiding meta, these raid bases are getting out of hand. And, yeah, you need to be able to isolate fights and isolate peaks. It's definitely really important. Yeah, but we just have another breach peak here. Some side angles as well. I do like to have 2 turrets in the shooting floor. Here we have 4, but it's just because I have it set up for design and for backup turrets where this one's active, another one in another corner is active for full control of your shooting floor, and then these 2 are backup turrets. Yeah, shooting floor is very straightforward, and of course we have our peaks onto the roof. Pretty decent peaks, nothing crazy. More ankle biter action. Sometimes I do like to stash some loot up here. It really depends on how the wipe's going, but there's definitely a couple areas you can hide some loot. Got our vending machines here with some more respawns for the roof. A little window here to get some more information. I do like to have 2 doors here. It gives you 2 opportunities to push out either one of them. In case of a situation. Yeah, we do have 4 of these turret pods on the roof. I really do only like to utilize 2 of them though. This is all kind of subjective to, how you want to play, but I do only use 2 of them. And I have turrets down here right below them, so we have a total of 4 turrets on roof. But, oftentimes, practically every wave, I'm having backup turrets, so at the end of the day, you know, it's more like this, where we have a total of like 8 turrets on roof. 4 of them only being active at a time, but you know, there's a circuit that you could do to just turn on a turret right after another one gets broken. It's really nice for top-down raids. And these peaks are really good for isolating fights, especially you know, in a raid scenario where, you know, they have a very large raid base. These are anti-raid base peaks, so they're pretty productive. Alrighty, let's get right into the base build.